Okay, hello. Hopefully this works out. I'm sorry that I missed last week, but I broke my phone too. My last video, I'll link that up here, I was talking about how I broke my camera. And then shortly after my phone broke, the mic on the front broke. And so you couldn't really hear anything. And so I had to wait for a new phone. I had to order it. So here we are. I have the new phone. I still do not have a replacement camera, so I'm just going to use my phone and we're going to see how this goes. But hi, welcome. If you're new here, my name is Anchora. I do spooky hunting videos along with artwork. So if that sounds fun to you, then stay tuned and please consider subscribing because I would love to have you as part of our community. It's ever growing and we are awesome over here. But I actually was not planning on filming today, so excuse my appearance. I've got a messy bun going on. But I found some stuff while I was out running my normal errands. I just got done at the dollar store. They had a lot of cool things, a lot of their craft stuff. They had like wooden figure things that you could paint and decorate, and then they had their wires that you can make the wreath one. They had like pumpkins and then the normal circle, and then they had like a witch's hat. The witch's hat one was really cool. I considered it, but I wasn't sure what exactly I would do with it. So I didn't end up picking that up, but they had some cool stuff. They had a lot of lights. They had this little witch, but her try button wasn't really working. I'm assuming she lights up and says something because the ghost was pretty much the same. She lit up, like the ghost lit up and it said trick or treat. It kind of reminded me of the same sound that's on the Bath and Body Works hand sanitizer holder. It was like almost the exact same. Just didn't have the meow to it. Sorry, I'm trying to turn around here and it is super busy. So they had that. They had a bunch of string lights. They had those really tiny fairy lights in purple and orange. And then they had like Christmas looking light bulbs in purple and orange. And then they had two different kinds of string lights with the little plastic characters on it with a ghost. They had pumpkins, they had bats. And then I think on the smaller versions, they also had spiders, like purple spiders. And then they also had another kind of a smaller light. It wasn't quite, what are the words I'm looking for? It wasn't quite a Christmas light, but it was like a smaller version light bulb on the string and everything. And then they had those in purple and orange. And then they also had the flickering purple light bulb. So I was really excited to see those because I've actually been looking for some lights for some stuff that I got. I wanted some lights to put inside and around. So I did end up picking up a few of those. And they also had this projector thing that looked really cool. It was like a little stand and it projects a light display up on the wall. And then what else do they have? They had like some pumpkins. They had some ceramic pumpkins, some plain white ones that you could paint and decorate. They had this cute little witch one. I almost got her, but again, like I wasn't sure what I was going to do with it. And then they had some other ones that were already painted in different colors, like the the pumpkin colors, the orange. They had some gold ones, some white ones, and then they had some more rustic looking ones that kind of matches the hoedown line. But yeah, and then they had their floral in. I have personally never seen the Halloween floral before in my location. I always seem to miss it. It goes first. So I was really excited to get some this year. They had the same flowers with the eyeballs in them from last year. And then they had the spooky branches and a couple of the ribbons. And so I was able to get some of those. I'm really excited. I tried to find the eyeballs last year, but they just didn't have them. They sold out so quickly. But yeah, I think that was everything. If I'm forgetting anything, I'll go ahead and loop it in. I'll go ahead and add it here so that you can see it. I wasn't initially planning on doing a Halloween hunting video this week as well, just because it's been kind of slow to getting things out. And I was going to wait a couple weeks to allow more Halloween stuff to come out. But I think since schools are starting next week around here, a lot of stuff is getting put out this week. So I'm going to go ahead and stop at Joann's and TJ Maxx to see if they have anything. I got some footage from at home last week that didn't end up getting put in the video because there wasn't a whole lot there. So I'll go ahead and put that footage in here so that you guys can still see what was at home. They had this big cauldron that I kind of regret not getting. It was like a big metal cauldron stand, and I might actually go back and see if it is there because I just thought it would be so cute to put a plant inside, and that just sounds really awesome to me. So I might go do that as well, but we'll see how much time I have since I wasn't initially planning on doing any Halloween hunting today. We're going to take a look. And then everything is selling out. So we are here at Joann's. I'm going to go see if there's anything in there because there are supposed to be. And I'm also going to pick up some supplies. Wow, words escape me today. I'm going to pick up some supplies for a DIY video that I'm going to be doing this week. So make sure you subscribe so you don't miss out on that. And yeah, I'll see you guys after. Okay, so editing Anchora here. I am sorry, I kind of forgot to film a talkover in my car for the rest of this. Like, it was just a really hot, long day. But I did still get footage inside the store, so I'm just going to go ahead and talk about it here via voiceover. Gosh, I'm still struggling with those words, right? But a couple things that they had here was the Halloween stuff was already marked for sale, and they didn't have a whole lot. They had these spooky trees. These light up ones were really cool, but I couldn't find a price on them anywhere. And then they also had these other larger spooky trees that I really, really loved. And then they had this spooky tree garland here. It was $44.99, and I just feel like that was a lot for the garland. Especially since you could go to the dollar store, like those ones that I just showed, and then tied those onto a string, and that's like the same thing, or even tied them to lights, and it would be the same thing. But then they also had a lot of really cool pumpkins here. I really enjoyed the black and white stripes. I almost grabbed those, but I might wait until later on in the season. And then they had some taller spooky trees down here, and then the ornaments like we see coming out at home. I feel like the spooky Christmas trees or like the Halloween trees are definitely becoming more popular, and so they're releasing more of these ornaments. And they also had some outdoor stuff here. It was mostly fall, but they had a few items like this boo sign and the trick or treat one. I really love this white orange ombre with this spider web that they've got going on here. And then they had these same scarecrows from the last visit, and they had a lot of cool other outdoorsy things like this ghost. He lights up and it's kind of like a flickering strobe effect. I really loved him, but $100 was just way too much. And then they had these stackable skulls, and they had these pumpkins that lit up too. And then of course these broomsticks, we've been seeing them everywhere this year. And they had a weeping willow spooky tree, which I thought that this looked amazing as well. Maybe I'll save up for that at another time. And same thing with this home sweet haunted home. I've been seeing this saying everywhere lately too. And again, I absolutely love it, especially on the coffin. But I don't know, Joann's just seems like they're really expensive this year, because I think this was $100 too. Whereas you could find something similar like that at Michael's or at home. I've seen it. And then they had this metal witch's ensign, these cute little jack-o'-lanterns, and the cat with the jack-o'-lanterns on it as well. And then they had these planters, which I almost bought these. I'm not going to lie, I almost bought them. But again, it was just really expensive. It was like $50 for it, so make sure you're using your coupons. But they were really, really cute. They had a lot of their cutesy stuff out. I was looking for one of the jack-o'-lantern cookie jars, the taller guy. All they had was this shorter one, and I was kind of hoping to find the taller guy. But they had a few other things. This Boo and Eek sign, which looks the exact same as at home. And then they had the smaller decor kind of signs, the witch's lair, this jack-o'-lantern, oh so spooky, spooky vibes only sign. And then they had smaller versions of the strobe ghost, so if you still want to get him. And then they had this spooky tree, which I did not like. It looked like it was wrapped up in electric tape. So if you guys have ever done any housework, that's what electric tape is. Just like, I feel like you could make that yourself too. You'll probably hear me say that a lot. There's just so many things I feel like you could DIY. But then they also had this Fright This Way sign, which I thought was really, really fun. And then they had these interesting cauldrons that were kind of covered in honey. So if you're doing like a Disney Halloween, those would be perfect. You can have a little Pooh Bear dressed up next to them. And then they had these spooky plants and a couple more signs. A lot of it was the big outdoor signs. They had this witch monarchy, I think is what they're called, or I'm not even sure, but it had the bulb lights on it. And yeah, they just had a few other things here. A lot of the skeletons and spider webs are starting to show up, which I really loved them. That beware sign was really cool. And then they had these trays that stack up. They had their own version of the ceramic cauldron that At Home has, but this one is hand wash versus the one that comes from At Home, which is dishwasher safe. So if you're looking for those, I would definitely go for the At Home one. And then they had this ghost cookie jar, which I really contemplated this guy too, but I decided against it because it was $50, guys. Like, I just don't understand the prices here on Joann's this year. I feel like this is the most expensive I've seen their Halloween line. But they also had a lot of really cute little plates, like this crow, the ghost. They had a jack-o'-lantern guy and a skull. And then they had this spider guy here. These spider bowls were kind of cool. Spiders normally freak me out, but these ones weren't. They were pretty cool. They're like cartoon spiders. And then they had the decorative plates. It looks like they come in a set of 4. This one was opened, and it had a spider and a crow and a witch's hat on it. These are really cute too, so if you're looking for some decorative plates. And then they also have the Halloween reusable bags. They also have glow-in-the-dark fabric squares, which is fun. And all of their party supplies were out. And they started putting out their skeletons. I do have one of these larger skeletons. I feel like every Halloween hunter has one. I should definitely put them in my car because that seems to be the trend here. And then they had these fabric trick-or-treat signs and spooky cloth. They had a lot of gothic stuff out right now with the yoga skeletons. This big guy, I thought it just came in different sizes, but he's actually connected together. So it's just one big statue. And then they had this guy, which I thought was super cute. He looks like he's thinking. And then they had this huge dark glitter skull and a bigger 2-headed dog skeleton. They also had these oil slick skeletons, which look amazing. They have the rainbow aspect on it. This squid one, I think I saw him last year, but he does glow up this time. And then they had this rainbow unicorn one. And I'm not going to lie, I low-key regret not buying this because my sister is a huge unicorn fan and she also loves spooky season. So this would have been right up her alley. I might need to go back and get that for her because her birthday is coming up. But yeah, they just had a bunch of them. The oil slick rainbowy look. And they had a ton of pet costumes, like this little witch's skirt, which was really cute. I almost bought that for my cats. And same thing with these bat wings. If you have cats, the extra small and smalls usually fit them. So I know that these are marketed more towards dogs, but I use them for my cats too. I always buy them either the small or the extra small because I have 2 of them, Winston and Sage. And Sage is a little bit smaller than Winston because she's a lot younger. But yeah, they were really cute, and they had this fuzzy pumpkin. They had more baking and party supplies on the other side. Um, these spoons were a lot of fun. I had gotten some last year. I might have to pick some up more this year. I haven't really decided yet. As you can tell, I'm really bad at deciding on what I'm going to get because there's just so many cool things, and the big part of me really wants to buy it all, but I gotta pick and choose. Thumbs up this video if you know what I mean. But they also had these cardboard decorative boxes and these wooden signs that you could paint. They also had this ceramic skull that you could paint. He would be really cool as a planter. And same thing with the ghost. And then they had like these mini ceramic cauldrons that you can paint. So if you need a little cauldron for your altar, that would be a really good way to make a customized one. It would just be perfect. And I really like the size of it. It's a really good size. So they also had this really cool eyeball headband. I actually ended up buying this because I don't know, I just thought it was really cool. And they had some jewelry out, some little stud earrings, as well as the dangly ones. They had really fun designs. I'm just loving that there's more of this witch stuff coming out, and these skulls are definitely on my favorite list. But they had so many neat things. Same thing with these resin crystals here and these little charms, so you can make your own jewelry with them if you would like. And then they had decorative beads and just all kinds of fun things. But that's all I did today. I did not end up going to At Home. I may hit them up later because I still want that metal cauldron. I'll keep you guys updated. All right, so that is everything. I'm just showing here the things that I had purchased from this trip. Very small, but I do believe it was still good, especially since it was unplanned and I was not expecting to find any new items this week. But I just want to say thank you guys so much for watching and being a part of this community. If you are not already subscribed, please consider subscribing as we watch our channel grow here. And I'm also on Instagram and TikTok. You can find that in my link of wonders below. And I just want to say keep on spooking, and I'll see you guys next week.